What's up everybody, Chase here with Everett Chevrolet. Today we are ending our series on the cars that we love at the dealership. We've been reviewing quite a few over the past few weeks. If you haven't seen those, check those out. This car right here is very similar to the car we reviewed last week. Last week it was a 2025 Buick Envision ST. This has the same internal components as that. It has the 9-speed automatic transmission and it has the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged motor, pushing out 228 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. Nothing to write home about, but it is the most efficient Blazer ever, and it comes a long way from its V8 legacy. So why are we talking about the Blazer today? This one right here is a used model. It's 2024, it has less than 6,000 miles, and it's for sale for only $31,000. We do have one more 2025 Chevrolet Blazer on the way for this year. However, there's going to be very few. They are going to be very limited. Chevrolet has just announced last week that they are discontinuing Blazer production at its factory in Mexico. They are going to convert that to an EV exclusive factory where they're going to go on to produce the Blazer EV in its electric format, as well as the Equinox EV and the Cadillac Optic EV. So after decades of Blazer history and the Blazer lineup in the Chevrolet brand, they are bringing it to an end. What started out as a classic body on frame, massive off-road capable machine with a big gas-guzzling V8, one like the K5 we actually saw in one of our videos. We compared that to our Blazer EV. If you haven't seen that video, that was a truly phenomenal, unplanned experience. But now what we have here in 2019, multiple decades later, is a 4-cylinder motor. This is front-wheel drive. It's actually a unibody construction, so not body on frame, more like a car than it is an SUV. Now the Blazer went through several different nameplates. It changed to the Trailblazer in the early 2000s. Chevrolet was dropping Corvette motors in its SS editions. It still had V8s. It even had a third row. Now, Chevrolet decided to kill off the Trailblazer in 2009, and we waited a whole decade until we could get another Blazer model. It wasn't until 2019 Chevrolet brought us back the Blazer, but in a totally different configuration. This thing has gone through more changes than any other car I can imagine, more diverse, but they kept the Blazer name because it's true to Chevrolet heritage. Whenever it first arrived in 2019, you were given the option of a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder or a more powerful 3.6 V6 motor, which Chevrolet has now discontinued. It was a good motor, but this is more aptly powerful and efficient. Chevrolet discontinuing the Blazer in its gas motor format makes actually a lot of sense. Now they're going to continue the Blazer nameplate just like they have for many decades, but only as an electric vehicle. You're going to have multiple options for that, for trim levels, and they're going to bring up an SS model of the Blazer, which is going to be very fast, very exciting. However, their move to increase their electric vehicle output is very strategic. Just last year, they more than doubled their EV market share. So just 12% now of all EVs are General Motors vehicles, and that number is growing. Now, I wanted to correct one thing I mentioned last week about the Buick Envision ST. I said it didn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. As someone pointed out to me, it actually did. What GM has actually said is they're moving away from Apple CarPlay and Android Auto only in their electric vehicles. And that makes sense because you need your driver interface to operate the electric vehicle on the screen. Having CarPlay would just get in the way. But you're still gonna have CarPlay on your new models of the Blazers and any GM product. You can easily get on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto because you don't have to access as much on these cars as you would on an EV, one that's smarter, intuitive, and you have more controls on your display. All right, that about wraps up our video on the 2024 Chevrolet Blazer. I hope you liked it. I hope that you learned something about the heritage of the Chevrolet Blazer. If you're interested in a pre-owned version, this one has less than 6,000 miles. Again, it's only $31,000. We have a ton of pre-owned vehicles that are very similar, very slightly used at a great price point. If you're looking for something new, we have one on the way right now. It's a 2025 model and it has a discount already. So we'd love for you to come and get the last year model of the 2025 Chevrolet Blazer. And if you're interested in keeping the Blazer name going, look forward to the Blazer EV, SS, and the RS models. We have a few on our lot, not the SS yet, but we are looking forward to that. We hope to see you at one of our lots at Morganton or in Hickory. And as always, no matter where you go, get there with Everett.